we will live. She says, oh, how can you survive? Says, don't worry, Mrs. Stashak, don't worry about that. If we don't survive, you have the dirt, you put it on top, and if we don't survive, you just put the dirt back, and nobody will know that you had Jews here. She looked at me, she thought I'm crazy. I says, I'm normal, I'm not crazy, and I know what I'm talking about. Who will dig this hole? So I said to her, she had a nephew, I says to her, Gudika, I don't trust him. What shall I tell you? The guy is a guy. He walks in, and I had a summer coat underneath and a winter coat on top. When he comes in, she says to him, Yashu, you know something, what Mrs. Reches is doing here, she wants these and these. He says, Aunt, I'll do it, I'll dig these all. So I took off my winter coat. I asked him, tell me, Mr. Gudika, your wife has a winter coat? He says, no, here is a coat for your wife. He thought when I give him, she never had in her life a coat. So when I give him this coat, who knows what else I will give him? Some gold, some silver, some diamonds. So and he did that. In the meantime, I says, we are not coming tonight. You dig this hole because we have everything we prepared. You'll stay in our bunker until this is over. And walking home, I talked to that Benesh, what's his name, says, Benesh, that's not right what I said. You know something? We have to disappear tonight because when they take all the Jews away, you know what will happen? They come in and will look in our Polacks, and Polacks come in and they will search for things, and that's not good. They will discover us. We have to disappear tonight. So I came home and I said to my husband, okay, I told him the whole story, what she told me, that she was praying, and the Virgin Mary told her, yes, she can take us in, and so and so. And I said, take the children, the 2 children, and you and Benesh go there. You go with the children. And then if you get there, then you come back. They have a wagon, they have a horse. You bring this, and I'll go with in the same day, my brother, the same day, I forgot, you see, that's things that I forgot already. It was like I told you, a holiday. So he called him, people, we lived on the street not too far from the church. So they came out from the church. So my brother, who escaped from the concentration camp, called in a lady, you need, I want to tell you something. So she came in, she says, yes, I'll buy this and that, but I'll come back with my sister or husband. So she went to the Gestapo and told him so and so, the Jew wants to sell something. And they, in the meantime, he went out to buy something, and they came right away. There is this man, so and so, Gerber. So he disappeared because somebody let him know that they came to look for him. So he disappeared. So from Judenrat, 2 boys who were like for the Jewish police came to take me. I says, what is it? I didn't know what was going on. But why you want to take me? Why you want me to take to the Gestapo? For what? What did I do? Your brother so-and-so wanted to sell something. We're looking for your brother and he is not here, so we'll take you. Says, you take me? I'm a Reches, I'm not a Gerber. How can you take me? I have no idea what was going on, that he was selling something, and I don't know where he is. So another man was a neighbor of mine who also was in Judenrat, and he said, what you want from her? He says, we have to bring her, or we were, or they will shoot us. He says, you can take her. Why he said this? That the boy took out a knife and cut his ear. And cut his ear. I says, I'm not going with you. I'm not a Gerber. You're looking for Gerber. I'm a Reches, and I don't know anything. So I didn't go. And that was during the day. It was before I went there to the Stashchaks. And so my brother knew already, and he went there, and he was lucky. So they didn't find him, and they didn't take me. It was prepared for me to live. What can I tell you? God was with me.
Excuse me, Gerber was your maiden name.
Gerber was my maiden
Okay.
name, yes. So my husband takes the two children and that Benesh, and they go out from the ghetto and straight there. So they were caught. That Benesh, he was a watchmaker and had so many watches on his arm. Here, from here to here. He took out a watch and says, let me go, let me go. He says, yes, you go back into the ghetto, but don't you ever come out. Don't you dare come out from the ghetto. If we catch you again, you know what happened to you. So they came back, and my husband comes in with the children. In the meantime, the little one fell asleep already. He was a baby, fell asleep, and this one was up. He sits down. My husband says, what do you want from my life? I am not going. I'll go there where all the Jews are going. I says, you are going where I sent you. You go again. Try again. You don't have what to lose. Didn't you see the paper? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I show you the paper today? So they tried again. The second time they were caught again by different. And also he gave a watch or two watches, that boy, that Benesh, and they sent him back to the ghetto. The third time, that was it. They didn't come back. I says to my mother, it's already 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Mother, that's it. That's it. They were caught, and that's it. They are not here yet. They are not here yet. So finally, I don't know what time it was, my husband comes in, and that Benesh, take what you have, take all these 7 things what you have, and take the baby and come. We have there already a wagon and the horse. So, and we went. We put the baby on the wagon with the few things what we had, and I was holding my mother. She was in the 60s already, and she knew already. She lost 3 sons. She knew already, and she was a mess. And my father naturally was killed. And I carried her. Here we come. It was already. We left the city already. There was a warehouse and a guard. Who was the guard? An Ukrainian, who knew my husband. I went with my husband, with my mother, and the waiting for halt. I said, oh, I started to cry. I said to my husband, so please take out some money, go and talk to him. Give some money, maybe he lets you go. He goes there. Here is a man who he knew. He worked for my husband. He said to him, you, Mr. Reches, you go, God bless you. Go. Another miracle. If it's beshared to live, it's beshared. So we came there. Naturally, the hall wasn't yet ready. He started the next day. That was midnight. We came there, and they put us in the straw, and we started to breathe free. I thank God we are here already. We lay there till Friday night. Friday night, Gudika comes in. He said, children, the residence is ready. You can move in. And we go there. There was a hall. You have to slide in. And this hall, you closed it with straw too. So there was no sign. It was in the barn, straw and all kinds of things. And we were there. We lived there for 22 months in that hall. No light, no air, and nothing. When we heard something, so we closed this hall with the straw, when we had. When the last of the attack began, that was also they started the 22nd of June, and went so far till Tarnopol, East Galicia, not too far from it, and there they stopped already. And we had water, and we were laying in the water. That was before our liberation for 3 months, till they attacked again. 3 months, until that was we were liberated the 24th of July in 1944.
May I ask you a question about the hole?
The hole.
How big was the hole?
The hole was big. You couldn't get up. You had to sit or lay down. And when you had to turn, so one always said, we turn left, we'll turn right. My baby, my younger son, his place was on me. There was no room. We couldn't move. Only sit or lay.
What did you do during the daytime?
What we did, we had a little lamp, a little petroleum lamp, very small lamp.
Which the
So
people
we
furnished
had to-
you?
Yeah, they gave us. And then they brought us papers every day, a Polish underground paper and the German papers I wanted to see. And I was there, they believed in me, they trusted me, they asked me, and I told them, look, the front is already so not too far, and don't worry. But it took too long. I told them, just take us in for a few weeks, and I'll go west, and I find them their quarters, I find a place, and I take my family there. And here is already 1 year, in the second year, it's almost 2 years, and they told us to go. I said, how can we go? How can we go now? It's cold, and we can't go. Let's wait till the summer when the grass will be high, tall, so maybe we'll go then. So they said, okay, they'll wait. It came already, it was the month of May, the grass was already, again, we shall go. I said, look, we will go, but what will happen to us? They catch us, and they will torture us, and we have to tell them where we were. So your life is in danger. Us, okay, the children they will kill, but they send us to concentration camps, and they kill you. You will be the first. So they didn't know what to say to me. And so they were very good, I can tell you, but the food, don't ask what we lived on, what we lived. We got every day in the morning was a soup, a potato soup. And for lunch we had potatoes. No butter, no fat, nothing, no milk, nothing. 1 liter bottle of water for 8 people. There was my husband, me, the 2 children, 4, that brother and sister 6, my mother and brothers 8.
In that hole?
8 people.
In that hole?
In that hole.
It's unbelievable.
Can you imagine another story that you will laugh and not believe? That my Henry, the younger son, he went out to the barn. And they put on in the front of the barn a dog. Somebody comes, the dog barks, a stranger. So that we know already we have to close up the hall and take in the bucket, what we had outside the hall. And we take these. So he went out and came in. I said, Henry, be careful. Don't go too far, just here, close to the hall. So, but nobody's supposed to see you. You hear me? But talk to us. So he came in, and he's white like a sheet. And I says, Henry, what happened? Tell me, baby, what happened? He couldn't talk. Then he said, and that when I started to ask him, can you tell me what happened? Who saw you? He said, a white chicken saw me. You hear? A white chicken saw me. A chicken came in, a white chicken. So that he left, and when I said to him, Henry, are you sure it was a white chicken? He says, yes, a white chicken. No, if it was a white, it's okay. If it would be a black, the black would report us to the Gestapo. Don't worry about that. It was a white, you are sure? He says, yes. When we got liberated, you said they called him the white chicken, the Russians. We told them the story, our story. They called him Biała Kuryca, white chicken. And he lost his, when we got liberated, That was on a Monday morning, and we didn't go to the city. Yeah, in the meantime, it's a lot to, it's what shall I tell, 1001 night. I forgot already so many things. In the meantime, what was it? What was I going to say? I was going to tell you something very interesting, and I forgot already. I forgot already what I was going to. Yeah, they gave us the New Testament, the Bible, to learn. There will be no Jewish survivors. We'll be the only ones. So they gave us the Bibles. We said, fine, good. Did you read the Bible? So we did. It's when we got liberated, the same day went to the city, and they found there some survivors. And they came back, they say, you know, the singers, three brothers survived also, they were hidden. So I said, you see, it may be more people survived. But we didn't go the same day home. The same day we didn't go home. We went home on Thursday. He took us home, put us on the road, and ran. The neighbors shouldn't know. Nobody should know that they knew already, the neighbors. Then after the liberation, the day from the liberation, so naturally we went out in the barn, and excuse me, Henry again, he went and urinated, and a Russian soldier saw him, and the Russian saw this. What is this? Who's there in the barn? Some spies? He came in and sees this hall, but because who are you? And we told him, we are Jews, so and so. He came in with a machine gun. You are Jews? How can you believe? How can I believe you? So it just happened that we had still, because when the Russians came in 1939, we had to have passports. Somebody from us, I don't remember who it was it my husband or that Benish had its passport. So and we showed them. Came in with the machine gun, yeah, he went to the house and asked them for milk. So they said they don't have milk, the people, these Stashaks, they don't have milk. Did you have milk for them? There was a baby born, there is a baby. You had for these Jews, you had milk? You hear this? And they went to the neighbors and told them. That Russian went from one house to the other and told them that here were Jews hidden.
What eventually happened to the Tarshiks? Anything
to
happened?
the Stashaks?
Yeah.
So it's only the grandchildren are alive, and one is one of the two sisters, the single, she is still alive. She is now 78 years old.
Have you been in touch with them ever?
In touch all the time. We
Really?
send them money, we send them packages. Matter of fact, last week my son sent one of them $20.
But you never visited them over there?
No. They asked us, they begged us. Now they want their sons to come to America. So I just wrote a letter last week what to do if they want to come, that they don't need anything, just to go to the American embassy and to ask for a visa for whatever he
You know,
needs.
in Israel there is the path of the righteous
I know
Gentiles, and they
that,
should
I know that.
deserve to be there.
I know that.
When you were liberated, after the liberation, your whole family, your husband and your two children and you and the...
My mother and
and your
brother
mother.
and the two, that brother
and the
and
two
sister.
went back to your original home in the ghetto.
Yeah.
And did you
No,
still find...
There,
Did you,
nothing.
not
There
in the
was,
ghetto?
the city was like a ghost town.
Yes.
Oh, most of the homes were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the homes were gone. And that was the only house who belonged to this brother and sister, and we went in. When we came to the city, what shall I tell you?
It was rubble.
There was in the front of that house a dead horse with 1 million of flies on that horse, and the smell was terrible. And here, where a house next to this was a little house, and that was gone, I don't know, from the bombs or what. Anyhow, there were 2 graves with the Germans, with the helmets on the graves. and the city was, you couldn't breathe. It was terrible. What shall we do? We can't walk in, and everybody went like this. Then they went to the Russian commandant and said to them, look at these. Look at them, come and see what's going on there.
And then how did you live after you were liberated?
How we lived?
Mhm.
We had nothing. Nothing what to wear and nothing what to eat. But these people sent us again. They didn't give us when they took us to the road, but they sent us some milk and bread.
Then they knew that you were there, and
Yeah, they knew
provided.
already. Yeah, they knew already.
Mhm. Mhm.
And also the Russians started to come and ask us. I was scaring. I was walking in the street with I was holding my Henry in my arms, and what you saw, it's only tanks and tanks going to the front. The front was only 3 kilometers from us when we were liberated. Was still going on, the bombardments terrible. We had to run to the basement every night.
When did you finally come to other Jewish people and back
So
to
when so we met
the
other,
refugee
we had
camps?
28 altogether, 28 survivors from the city. 28 survived.
Out of how many?
Hmm?
How many people were there in the beginning?
Jewish people, between
Yes.
3,000 and 4,000 Jewish families. 28 survived. 3 sisters, 3 brothers. Most of them are dead already. And there were other people that we didn't know them. They were from the villages. We didn't know the 28 altogether.
Did you ever come in touch with American soldiers?
Of course, in the P camps. So
Then after
I didn't stay too long. I said to my husband, there was still the Polacks still. They thought that they have their Poland, they have their country. So the Przemysl was Polish. In the meantime, my husband was working for the Russians. You had to work for them. And I said to him, look, I'm not going to stay here. I want to go. There are more Jews in Przemysl already, and I want to go there. And he looked at me. I said, I don't want to stay here. I'm not going to stay. And when he told them where he was working, he's going, says, you tell them you had a sister in Przemysl with a family. Maybe said you want to go there to see if somebody survives from the family. So finally they let him go. So we went to Przemysl. In Przemysl we were there from, that was, we left in 40, we were liberated 44 and left in 45 in January. We left in 45 for Przemysl. And there we found already Jews, survivors.
Any question? Now that we heard your story up to this point, what lessons should be learned from this Holocaust to tell our children and grandchildren? What is the
That's
basic
right.
lesson
And
that
that's
you would
right.
say?
My son will tell you. He's afraid. He always it can't happen. It can happen here again.
Say,
well, we
He
have
always-
just about 5 minutes left
5
before
minutes.
we wind down. Then
wind down.
let's do that in the second.
why don't we cut it right here?
In the second part of the interview.
Yeah. All right, let's cut it.
I think you've done a tremendous job.
Yeah,
Who would ever dream? And then when America entered the war it was in 41, right?
Yeah.
December 41,
Yeah.
the 7th of December.
7th of December.
Then it started. It started the transports. It started city by city, every day another city. And I was very farsighted. I saw my father, may he rest in peace, always said, what is it with you? He says, I'm sorry to tell you the truth. Here you have the papers. Look, they are all over the Germans, and I'm afraid it's not good. It's not good.
You already suspected that this
Yeah,
was going
because
to...
you see, I even watched that magazine, the Stürmer.
Sturmer, yeah.
Now, that told a lot.
In what
didn't it?
is, in
That was Stryker's paper.
in every day I had the German papers, and I saw the Armepole with Stalingrad. Why the president from the Judenrat asked them why we have to go to Yavorov, why you transfer us to Yavorov. It's only 500 of us, and we are all working every day. We don't want you to observe the movement, the German movement, but the day and night, the SS, they were the last to go to Stalingrad. You know, there was already, now it's Volgograd, it's not Stalingrad anymore. And it's a matter of fact, in what when we were, it was in 42, in the end of 42, and it was the end of January, we had these German papers, and we saw that Stalingrad fell already. They didn't say it fell, and that the rest of the ghettos, he started to clean out the rest of the ghettos. I had a brother, a married brother, who lived in Sambor. He lived till 43. In 43, they took all the people from there, the rest, and they were working. They were all working.
Ms. Reches, actually, as I listen to you, the camera's off now, isn't it?
No.
Excuse me. Actually, the fact that you spoke German and were
Yes.
able to speak German, understand German,
Yeah, it
seemed
helped
to
me.
be
It helped
one of
me
the
a
most
lot.
important aspects in your particular case. Am I right?
Yes, but shall we continue with this after we get some new
Who could
film
this?
on?
Who could believe? Who could this believe? Who? What?
Wir
ja,
wir
okay.
halten jetzt auf.
Will you tell us about the fact that your appearance was not particularly Jewish? Did you have blonde hair, blue eyes?
So my father was like reddish. I was the only one who was blonde.
And that, you say in many cases, you were not recognized as being Jewish?
No, no.
Do you believe that was a very important factor?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm telling you, wherever I went, God was with me. If you are a believer, you believe in miracles.
Tell us about that bunker situation where, how many people were in that bunker during the time of a raid?
Of the race, how many people, Mark, don't you?
16, I think.
How many?
16?
I
This is
don't
her
know.
son
That's a
indicating.
lot of people.
A lot of people. But tell us about the situation about the pregnant woman there.
Yes, she couldn't become pregnant before the war.
This woman was...
So it just happened under the occupation. She became pregnant and got a boy. And how happy they were with that child. And they didn't know what to do with the child. And here, the baby was, I don't know, 3 months old. Or the minute she left, she opened the door just to go out and